Hi there, I'm Nancy Nash with Starfish Strength, and today I want to share a recipe with you for a healthier pumpkin pie filling, or as I call it, pumpkin pudding. For today's recipe, I want some good maple syrup, some good vanilla, Truvia Sweet Complete brown sugar, 2 15-ounce cans of pumpkin, Fairlife fat-free ultra-filtered milk, cinnamon, nutmeg, cloves, ginger, and 4 large eggs. I'll also want a large mixing bowl, a spatula, and either an electric mixer or a large whisk. I'm gonna have us start by setting our oven on 375, and this recipe makes enough for about 2 pies. So you could either cook this in a really large 9x13 pan, but I'm actually going to show you the difference between cooking it in a pie pan and cooking it in a square pan. So once we're done mixing, we'll divide our recipe in two. So I'm going to start by adding all of our eggs into our large bowl and then just give a quick check to make sure there are no shells. And next we're going to add our 1 cup of Truvia brown sugar. Now with brown sugar, you do want to make sure you pack it down just a little bit. Lightly packed is the way to measure brown sugar. And then I'm going to blend that to combine. So once you've lightly beaten the eggs and combined them with the brown sugar, next we're going to add our maple syrup, vanilla, and pumpkin. So I'm using a 1/4 cup of maple syrup, but I'm using grade A, very dark. So this is a really intense, lovely maple flavor if you're a maple fan. And I did mail order this from my favorite place in New Hampshire, so I'll make sure I link that in the description. I'm adding a teaspoon of vanilla and both of our cans of pumpkin. You could make this with fresh roasted pumpkin. You could also make it with butternut squash or with sweet potatoes. I grew up with pumpkin pie, but I love sweet potato pie too. I don't take a side there. So just choose what you like best or what's most convenient for you. So if you have someone else in your life that likes pumpkin, now is a good time to give them a taste before the final product. And then we're just going to blend everything to combine. So this is a great recipe to get a kid to help out with. As a kid, I like turning the mixer up all the way, but really you just need it on medium for this entire recipe. Just in case you were wondering, the mixer's very scary and Max has been barking the whole time. So I'm going to add a tablespoon of cinnamon. I'm going to add a teaspoon of ginger, a 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg, and a 1/4 teaspoon of cloves. If you're using pumpkin pie spice, I would just replace these spices with 2 tablespoons. I will say of the ones I've tried, Sprouts makes the best. So we're going to blend our ingredients one more time. And now we're going to add 2 cups of Fairlife fat-free ultra-filtered milk. So this is really going to boost the protein content of this recipe. So even though I eat this as a dessert, it's kind of nice to have a dessert that packs a punch of protein. And of course, this also has fiber from the pumpkin. All right, so go ahead and thoroughly combine everything one more time with your electric mixer. And then just go ahead and take your spatula and give it a scrape around the bowl just to make sure you didn't miss any bits of spice or egg and everything is really thoroughly combined. So your consistency should be a little bit runny, but pretty smooth. So because I'm not using a crust today, I am going to lightly coat both of these with non-stick cooking spray. I'm going to do my best to be fair and try to get half into each one. You could really precisely measure these if you want to, but I'm just going to eyeball it. Now this will expand slightly because of the eggs in the recipe. So if you're using a shallow pie pan like I am, just make sure you've got like 1/8, maybe even 1/4 of an inch for it to rise a little bit. These will cook for about 45 minutes. I'm going to check them at 30 minutes and see how they're doing. What you're really looking for is for the center to be firm. So once the center is firm, if you like this a little more well done, a little bit more browned, you could cook it for a little bit longer. Personally, I prefer it a little firmer. If you like yours just done, make sure you check it at 30 minutes and just see how it's going because ovens definitely differ. So this recipe will make enough for 16 servings. So I'm going to cut each of these into 8 pieces. So let's give it a taste. So I think this is great as is. It hits all the right notes for a pumpkin lover like myself. You've got that nice blend of pumpkin pie spices, and then you've also got a little hit of sweetness from the maple. And I think this is a great balance between the Truvia and the maple. You get a little bit of maple flavor, and then you also have a few fewer calories from the sugar because of the Truvia blend. I grew up in New England, and real maple syrup is a serious treat, and I like it in several different recipes. So if you haven't tried maple syrup in pumpkin pie before, I definitely recommend it the next time you make it. Now, if you are missing that crunch, that crisp of the crust, you could also try putting a healthier, crunchy cereal on top. I often like to make this a parfait with non-fat Greek yogurt on the bottom, the pumpkin pudding in the middle, and then a healthier, crunchy cereal on top. If that sounds like your kind of dessert, give it a try and let me know how you like it. You can find the full recipe and nutrition information in the description below. Thanks so much for making time to cook with me today. I hope you feel better set up going into your next fall gathering with a great new recipe to bring. If you do decide to make this recipe, I'd love to hear how you enjoyed it. Please check out the rest of my YouTube channel for more healthy living tips and recipes. And in the meantime, I look forward to continuing this journey with you. I'll see you in the next video. Yeah, we're gonna whine because we smell squash. Is that why? Would you like some pumpkin? Yeah, I do like pumpkin too.